Interpretative or on interpretation is the second text from Aristotle's Organon and is among the earliest surviving philosophical works in the Western tradition to deal with the relationship between language and logic in a comprehensive, explicit, and formal way. The work is usually known by its Latin title. The work begins by analyzing simple categoric propositions, and draws a series of basic conclusions on the routine issues of classifying and defining basic linguistic forms, such as simple terms and propositions, nouns and verbs, negation, the quantity of simple propositions, investigations on the excluded middle, and on modal propositions. The first 5 chapters deal with the terms that form propositions. Chapters 6 and 7 deal with the relationship between affirmative, negative, universal and particular propositions. These relationships are the basis of the well-known square of opposition. The distinction between universal and particular propositions is the basis of modern quantification theory. The last 3 chapters deal with modalities. Chapter 9 is famous for the discussion of the sea battle. Contents. Chapter 1. Aristotle defines words as symbols of affections of the soul, or mental experiences. Spoken and written symbols differ between languages, but the mental experiences are the same for all. Nouns and verbs on their own do not involve truth or falsity. Chapter 2. A noun signifies the subject by convention, but without reference to time. Chapter 3. A verb carries with it the notion of time. He was healthy, and he will be healthy, are tenses of a verb. An untensed verb indicates the present. The tenses of a verb indicate times outside the present. Chapter 4. The sentence is an expression whose parts have meaning. The word man signifies something, but is not a sentence. Only when words are added to it do we have affirmation and negation. Chapter 5. Every simple proposition contains a verb. A simple proposition indicates a single fact, and the conjunction of its parts gives a unity. A complex proposition is several propositions compounded together. Chapter 6. An affirmation is an assertion of something, a denial an assertion denying something of something. Chapter 7. Terms. Some terms are universal. A universal term is capable of being asserted of several subjects. Other terms are individual. An individual, a singular term, is not predicated sense of more than one individual. A universal affirmative proposition, such as every man is white, and a universal negative proposition having the same subject and predicate, such as no man is white, are called contrary. A universal affirmative proposition and the non-universal denial of that proposition in a way are called contradictories. Of contradictories, one must be true, the other false. Contraries cannot both be true, although they can both be false, and hence their contradictories are both true. For example, both every man is honest and no man is honest are false, but their contradictories, some men are not honest and some men are honest, are both true. Chapter 8. An affirmation is single if it expresses a single fact. For example, every man is white. However, if a word has 2 meanings, for example if the word garment meant a man and a horse, then garment is white would not be a single affirmation, for it would mean a man and a horse are white, which is equivalent to the 2 simple propositions, a man is white and a horse is white. Chapter 9. If contradictory propositions about the past in present, one must be true, the other false. But when the subject is individual and the proposition is future, this is not the case. For if so, nothing takes place by chance. For either the future proposition, such as a sea battle will take place, corresponds with future reality, or its negation does, in which case the sea battle will take place with necessity, or not take place with necessity. But in reality, Such an event might just as easily not happen as happen. The meaning of the word by chance with regard to future events is that reality is so constituted that it may issue in either of two opposite possibilities. This is known as the problem of future contingents. Chapter 10. Aristotle enumerates the affirmations and denials that can be assigned when indefinite terms such as unjust are included. He makes a distinction that was to become important later, between the use of the verb is as a mere copula or third element, as in the sentence, "A man is wise," and as a predicate signifying existence, as in "A man is." Chapter 11. Some propositions appear to be simple which are really composite. A truly single proposition, the name of the subject, combines to form a unity. Thus, two-footed domesticated animal means the same thing as a man, and the three predicates combine to form a unity. But in the term a white walking man, the three predicates do not combine to form a unity of this sort. Chapter 12. This chapter considers the mutual relation of modal propositions, affirmations and denials which assert or deny possibility or contingency, impossibility and necessity. Chapter 13. The relation between such propositions. Logical consequences follow from this arrangement. For example, from the proposition, "It is possible," it follows that it is contingent, that it is not impossible. Or from the proposition, "It cannot be the case," that follows, "It is necessarily not the case." Chapter 14. Is there an affirmative proposition corresponding to every denial? For example, is the proposition, "Every man is unjust," an affirmation, or is it merely a negative? Square of opposition and modal logic. The logical square, also called square of opposition or square of Apuleius, has its origin in the form marked sentences to be employed in syllogistic reasoning. Every man is white, the universal affirmative and its negation, not every man is white, the particular negative on the one hand, some men are white, the particular affirmative and its negation, no man is white, the universal negative on the other. Robert Blanchet published with VIAF his book Structures Intellectuals in 1966, and since then many scholars think that the logical square or square of opposition representing four values should be replaced by the logical hexagon, which by representing 6 values is a more potent figure because it has the power to explain more things about logic and natural language. The study of the 4 propositions constituting the square is found in Chapter 7 and its appendix Chapter 8. Most important also is the immediately following Chapter 9 dealing with the problem of future contingents. This chapter and the subsequent ones are at the origin of modal logic. Translations. Aristotle's original Greek text, pi epsilon rho rho mu eta nu epsilon iota alpha sigma, was translated into the Latin Interpretatione by Marius Victorinus at Rome in the 4th century. Another translation was completed by Boethius in the 6th century, c. 510–512.